First off, congratulations to Coach Pasquale and Zenit for winning the game. From our point of view, I want to say that we picked things up defensively a lot in the second half. We kept them to 30 points instead of 40. We had much more deflections. I think we had 12 deflections. We got our hands on the basketballs much more. We had 3 deflections in the first. We got scored on for 6 points in isolated situations. We got scored on for 15 points in the first half on isolated situations. So I thought the guys took care of some things defensively. Now the challenge, obviously. Then was scoring the basketball, especially if you can stop a team like Zenit at that rate. You know, we should be able to score a couple more buckets in transition, and we could not, which is a problem. I have to really credit the fans. They're a massive sixth man. We need them. We need them strongly. I thought they were fantastic. And a lot of credit goes out to them.
Okay, questions?
A couple of questions from Žalgiris Insider subscribers, and the first question is: at the end of the game, when there was a break in the game, what was struggling, the offensive end or the defensive end?
At the very end of the game, I mean, I would say a combination of both. I do think that Lloyd came through strongly in the end with that pull-up shot that he had a couple minutes before the game, where you could just feel where a quality player like him takes over. Thought Giannis did a good job on him, but you know, like the guy's a good player. You know, he made some tough plays there. But I cannot answer the question whether it was this or that. I guess it was a combination.
And another question is: what does Žalgiris lack in order to use and amplify step-out defense more aggressively?
I don't know if we're lacking anything there. You know, we kept Zenit to 30 points in the second half with exactly the defensive schemes that they were in the first half. I do think that we've got to get better at what we're doing. You know, we obviously made massive defensive changes pretty late in the preseason because we felt we had to adjust out of certain reasons. So I think we'll be fine there. The biggest thing for us is one-on-one defense and close-out defense. At the end of the day, whatever pick-and-roll defense you have to be able to guard one-on-one. And for us, this means being very, very diligent with matchups. A, B, being very, very diligent with scouting reports. That will be the chance for us to handle those situations. Certain opponents more difficult than others. I think that an Asvel team with the quickness that they had and the athleticism is extremely tough. I think a Zenit team is tough too, but a little bit easier to analyze. You know, like from an individual standpoint, not easier to play. Do not get me wrong, but that's what it's going to come down to for us.
Okay, thank you. Oh.
Coach, you mentioned about those things, those defensive struggles one-on-one. Is it that some of the guys, some of the personnel is not that good playing one-on-one, and maybe the team defense in that case has to be better?
I would agree on that. I think we have to shrink the floor a lot in isolated situations. I will agree on that. Again, we made massive changes defensively in our pick and roll coverage because we felt we had to protect certain matchups. Yes, I'll agree.
On offense, we saw kind of two different faces of Žalgiris, one with Moutier and one with Lekavičius. Did you expect Moutier to have these kind of struggles, and how long do you think it will take for him to get better on the court?
I said earlier on that thought like until December, to be honest, but this is just like a thing that I kind of put out there. But I do think that it is, one has to have patience. Now, having said that, still, his strength is getting into the paint, and so far it hasn't been utilized. And we haven't really seen it consistently, let's put it like this, consistently, because obviously there have been games where he's shown a lot. I thought the first preseason game was a good spark, and then despite the competitive level being different in LKL than in EuroLeague, we've also seen really good sparks there. So, but we need it more consistently, and I'm optimistic that we'll get there.
Coach, how is Moutier coping with a role on the bench, and how long is he ready to play for 12 minutes till December?
I think he's so far he's done a very good job of socializing with the group. Very good job of socializing with the culture, and I think he's totally fine because he's a very, very well reflected young man he's a pleasant, reflected young man, and I think he understands that this situation today needed a different personnel on the floor, and that's it, and I will repeat, we're optimistic, that he'll be fine and he'll figure it out. And by the way, we will figure it out, because I think putting all this pressure on Emmanuel does not do him good. It's not fair, and we're in it together.
Coach, you made the change in the starting five with Paulius Jankūnas being in the place of Tyler Kavanagh. Can you tell what was behind this decision, and how do you think it worked?
Mickey for them starting, where Mickey is almost a 5-man, and felt we need the solid rebounding of Paulius there. So that was the background, and I thought Yankee did a good job.
Yesterday, Paulius Motiejūnas said that possibly the team is going to look for addition for a reinforcement. What do you think the team is lacking the most at the moment? In which positions?
I know you would love me to answer this question, but I'll stay without a comment here.
But do you feel like that new player, could be found soon? Do you have a deadline for that?
I think you've got to. How should I say? There is no deadline. The deadline for that is like a EuroLeague trade deadline. I don't even know when that is. Sometime next year. So there's absolutely no deadline for that at all.
Okay, guys. Thank you, and see you in the next game.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.